Welcome back to Financially Free with Cleo podcast. It is Money Mindset Thursdays, which is the live edition of the show. I'm your host, Cleo Childress, and I had some technical difficulties this morning because I got an email from the leasing office at my apartment complex that we're having internet issues. So I am connected to the hotspot on my phone because I said we're not gonna do it. I'm just gonna find another solution. So I'm hoping there's no audio or video technical difficulties. If there is, that's the reason why. But we're gonna jump right into it. So Sunday is Super Bowl 56, where the Cincinnati Bengals is playing the Los Angeles Rams. And when the Bengals played a couple weeks ago, I actually predicted that they would win because I wanted to go for the underdogs. So I kind of wish I made a bet with someone, but I didn't. But I'm still going to go for them in the Super Bowl on Sunday. So I don't know who you are going for, but I am definitely going for the same team in the Super Bowl game Sunday. So I read an article from CBS Sports, and they asked some of their top NFL staff, what's like the best snacks, appetizers, foods to have while watching the Super Bowl. And of course, some of these are pretty, predictable because it's kind of what everybody eats. But some of the top ones on the list, just in case you're kind of not sure what you should snack on, what you should eat on Sunday. But here's a few ideas. So of course, at the top of the list is pizza. I mean, who doesn't want to eat pizza while watching football, right? And the two places to get it from was Papa John's and Jets. I've had Papa John's, but I've never had Jets, so I can't personally say if they are good or not, but they are on the list. The next is chili dip, wings, of course. The three top flavors for wings to eat during the Super Bowl is buffalo, barbecue, and spicy garlic. I've had buffalo and barbecue, but I've never had spicy garlic wings before. It's probably good, but that's another suggestion for you. The next is cheesesteaks, chips and guac, and lastly, sausage balls or Swedish meatballs. So if you're trying to decide on what you should eat during the Super Bowl this Sunday, there's a few ideas for you. So moving on along to what the next day after Super Bowl is, which is Valentine's Day. So if you are single or if you're in a relationship or got a special friend, you can still find ways to have fun at the last minute. So there's two articles that I read in Women's Health magazine that basically gave a little list of some ideas if you are unsure what to really do for Valentine's Day, whether if you're single or in a relationship. So I'm gonna start with the singles. I'm single, so here's some ideas for you to do if you are trying to do something on Valentine's Day to celebrate. So the first one is drink a glass of fancy wine. Not no regular wine, just some nice fancy wine. Sometimes we want to get the cheap stuff, but it's okay to splurge a little and have a nice quality glass of wine. The next one is call a friend. Sometimes you need some good laughs, good conversation to make yourself feel good and just relax and chill out. Number 3, treat yourself to a new sex toy. So if you're into that now is a good time to find one. I mean, it's Valentine's Day, so there's so many ads, right, popping up everywhere on getting sex toys. The next one is write a letter to your ex and burn it. Now, I don't know about this one, y'all, because I feel like if you're trying to have some positive vibes, I don't know if I want to focus on an ex. It says that that this is good for someone who has like some leftover, heartbreak or rage or bitterness, that it's, a healthy way to move past it is writing a letter and burning it. That could work for some people, but for me, I ain't writing nothing. I'm just going to focus on more positive things that I can spend my time and energy on. But if you want to try something new, if you're still experiencing that, then that's something good to try. The next one is take a virtual art class. Number 6, watch reality TV. I mean, who doesn't like binging on favorite shows, right? Next one is learn your love language. If you're not really sure what your love language is, there's 5 of them, and you need to figure out what's yours. Because when you get into your next relationship, you want to make sure that your partner is entertaining what your love language is. Next one is treat yourself to whatever you want to do. It could be a massage, it could be your favorite candy, favorite dessert, whatever it makes you feel good, that's what you should treat yourself to. Number 9, get your tarot cards read. Now, I'm not really into tarot card reading, but if you are, or just want to try something new, you can get your tarot card read and see if you can get some insights into what is in your future. Number 10, buy yourself flowers. 11, send Valentines to your friends. So you have close friends that you talk to on a regular basis. You can send them a nice short little message. At this point, you can't mail anything because it may not get there in time, but you can send a nice voice note, or you can send like a little text message, or send them a DM on social media or an email, just saying some nice positive words, because we all, who doesn't want a nice compliment or a nice encouraging message, right? Number 12, put your phone away. Now, this really does help because we're all glued to our phones all the time, right? So you want to make sure that you're taking some time away from that, whether if you on there just for personal reasons or business or both. It's good to step away and just take a break from the phone because it's a huge distraction, right? 13, have an at-home movie date with yourself. I love to watch movies. I actually watch more movies than I watch shows or anything else, so I already do this all the time. So if you're trying to find something to do, find your favorite movie, or maybe a movie you haven't seen before, and have a little at-home movie date with some good food and the fancy wine. 14, cook yourself a romantic dinner. So this and the movie can kind of go hand in hand, because if you're eating a nice dinner, you want to be watching some good TV or a good movie, right? Or even listening to a podcast or listen to some music. Or you could just go on your balcony or your porch. If you have a nice view outside your home or apartment, you can just sit outside and enjoy the nature sounds. I kind of added that last part in there. But cooking yourself a romantic dinner is always great, because who doesn't love a good meal? 15, write a love letter to yourself. It's all about that self-talk. So you want to make sure that you are using good thoughts. Even if your life is kind of all over the place and you may not be where you want to be, you still need to speak positivity in your life, because that's how you make it become your reality, is the words that you say to yourself. Number 16, bake some cookies. I still like cookies. So who doesn't like a sweet treat? So find a favorite cookie that you like and make an original recipe from scratch, right? Sweat it out. Number 17, go work out. Go do some yoga, go lift some weights, go run or jog outside, get some fresh air. Sweating is so therapeutic, it feels good, and you will thank yourself later once you get out there. And it doesn't have to be anything long. I'm not saying go to the gym and work out for an hour, but it could be as little as 15-minute workout. That even makes a difference. 18, take a hike. So you're outside, outdoors, you're looking at some scenery, you're getting some fresh air, and you're moving. So the combination of all of that really helps bring out some positive spirits. 19, go on a day trip. So if there's an activity in your city that you've been thinking about doing and you haven't, now is a good time to schedule that so you can have some fun on Valentine's Day. Recite positive affirmations. That's the last one, positive. And if you have been rocking with me for a while, you know I love affirmations. All types of affirmations. So if you write out some, and if you're not sure what to write, just Google affirmations, or whatever mood that you're in, or whatever type of affirmations you want, just Google that. Money affirmations, self-care affirmations, career affirmations, relationship affirmations, whatever you're feeling and whatever you desire. Get those affirmations out there so you can recite them, repeat them, look at them every day, because it will bring it to your reality if you speak it. You got to believe it in the mind, and you have to speak it every single day. So that's for the singles. So I'm going to go real quick to the couples. So if you are in a relationship, or if you have a special little friend, then this would be a good idea. Frida, I just saw your comment. I think that's the sex toy that you were referring to. I just saw the chat here. Okay, so moving on to the couples real quick. So if you are in a relationship or got a special friend, here are like the top 20 things that you could do. This is also from Women's Health Magazine. So 1 is go to a comedy club. Who doesn't like laughs? Number 2 is recreate one of your best dates. Number 3, try a floral arrangement class. 4, have a, salsa night. So go salsa dancing. Like, who doesn't love salsa dancing? That is real fun. I haven't done that in a while, but when I did, I had a really good time, so I'm always down for salsa. Bring a drive-in movie theater home. So just like with the singles, we can watch a movie at home. Couples can too. You can stay in the house and you can find a movie that you both enjoy. Number 6, try something new during sexy time. So in the bedroom, if you're just kind of used to doing the same stuff, spice it up and find something new to do. And I believe that makes it just more exciting, doing something new, something fun. We all got to try new stuff, right? 7, have a theme night. So think of an idea or a theme that it can make fun, not just a regular old date night in the house or date night outside. Think of something fun that makes it exciting that you haven't done before. Again, try new things, right? Cuddle around a fire. So if you have a fireplace at home or you can make one outside, those are some ideas. But if you don't, you could go out somewhere that has a fire where you can sit around, talk, enjoy each other's company. I mean, who doesn't love the sounds of a fire? Like I have on my playlist on my phone of different nature sounds, and one of them is hearing fire, wood burning, right? It's relaxing. Number 9, teach each other something new. So I'm sure, when you're in a relationship, you kind of have an idea of what your partner may want to do, but if you're not sure, just straight up ask, what is something that you've been thinking about doing that you haven't done yet that we could do together as a couple? Number 10, take the day off. I mean, all of us are working our jobs full time, probably working multiple jobs, multiple responsibilities. So just a day off for us adults can feel like the best thing ever, because a lot of us, we don't have any days off. And when we do have days off, we're still working on something, right? So take a true day off, a day off from work, a day off from home responsibilities. Don't even respond to any requests. Just relax and take a real day off. 11, take a cocktail class. 12, have a spa day. 13, go on a takeout tour. You like to go out and eat at new places, so try a few different restaurants that you haven't tried, and try some different appetizers on each, on the menu. That way you can kind of test some new spots in your city. Number 14, test your rock climbing skills. Now, I'm all for the rock climbing because I like adventurous stuff like that. If you're kind of nervous about outdoor rock climbing, there's a lot of places that you can do indoor rock climbing that can be just as fun and a workout too. Number 15, go on a local historical tour. Lace up some skates is number 16. 17, plan a DIY poetry night. So this is a good time to get out your thoughts and feelings about each other. I mean, who doesn't love spoken word, right? 18, have a picnic, and this can be in the house or outside, but of course, outside is more fun. 19, pose away in a photo session. I mean, we all like to take pictures. I mean, most of us like to take pictures, so why not do it together? 20, volunteer somewhere together. So there's a lot of organizations, there's lots of needs for volunteers in every city. So if you just Google, volunteer opportunities or whatever you're interested in, put volunteer in that search, there's a ton of stuff that will pop up. And that way you guys can spend some quality time together and do a good deed, paying it forward, helping someone else. 21 is visit a garden. 22 is take a pottery class. 23 is go snowshoeing. Number 24, make your own beer. And lastly, number 25, take a cooking class. Cooking together is always fun. So those are just some few ideas for couples out there who are trying to find something to do together. All right, so moving on to something I experienced yesterday. So I was purchasing a flight, and I was purchasing a round trip flight, right? And the price was $59 for the first half of the flight, and I was like, ooh, $59. But I left it there on my laptop, and I just moved on to like working on something else. And this is last night actually. I was up working late. This is like 11:30 at night. So by the time I was about to buy the plane ticket, it was about 12:20. So when I went back to buy this flight that was $59, it changed from $59 to $178. And I was so mad because I'm like, I literally have to pay that much more. And I know to some people it may not be a big deal. But when you see 59 and then they're like less than an hour, and I know it's because of the day is changing. I know it was, last night was Wednesday night, so now when it crosses over into a new date, now the prices have gone up. But just me waiting costs me money. And I just want to remind you that when you wait to do certain things, it can cost you money. And little, simple things like that example I just gave you, but just other things in life. When you procrastinate, when you waste time, when you push things off, well, I'm gonna do it later, I'm gonna do it in an hour, like sometimes you just gotta get it done right now, and it'll save you money and time. So I'm just reminding y'all, when y'all buying flights, if you up late at night like I was, and you see that price, you better get it right then and there before the price change. And that just reminded me of the recent news about Spirit Airlines and Frontier merging together. I've never flown Spirit, but I have flown Frontier. So I used to live in Denver, Colorado, and Frontier is based out of Denver. So I used to use them all the time. The first time I flown Frontier was when I moved to Denver, and I bought a flight from Denver, Colorado to Miami, Florida, round trip for $94. And I was like, oh, $94? And I didn't have a whole lot of luggage. I didn't pay any baggage fees because when I bought it online, I was like, I'm not paying that. But $94, like you can't beat that as a round trip, flight, And this was back in 2016, so I know that was some years ago. And sometimes when you buy flights for a certain airline and you're getting it where that airline is based, sometimes it can be a lot cheaper than, buying it in any other city. But overall, Frontier, I never had any issues, any problems. I do always hear a lot of the complaints about Spirit, so I'm not sure how Frontier is going to change merging with Spirit. I guess we shall see, but I haven't flown Frontier in some years. But maybe you should try them out and see how you like it. All right, so the next thing here is I just want to share a couple of apps or websites that you can use to find flights, flight deals. So, springtime is coming up, summertime is going to be here before we know it, and I want you to travel. I want you to get out of your comfort zone. Like, I want you to make a commitment to yourself that when you travel this year, this spring and summer, or even going into the fall, go somewhere that you haven't been to before. We all have been to the Miamis and Vegas, all that stuff. But like, find some cities in your country that you've never been to before. I think for me, and I'm just remembering back when I went on my road trip last summer, I was trying to find cities that I hadn't been to or didn't really spend a lot of time in. So that's what I challenge you, is to make a list of at least 3 cities that you want to go to, or just one. If you can only travel once this year, that is totally okay. Find that one city that you haven't been to, and if you're trying to look for flight deals, there are 4 sites that I've had success with finding good flight deals. So one is Skyscanner, where you can literally compare all the different flight prices. So Skyscanner, Momondo, Kayak, and Google Flights. And there are like tons of other websites and apps out there, right? But these are just 4 that you can use to just search and see what flights are out there. And yes, there are certain studies that people have done to see, okay, when is the best day to buy a flight? Sometimes it's Tuesday, sometimes it's Wednesday. It really just depends on a lot of different factors. And, it depends on, how many times have you went to this site on the same browser, because they be tracking all of this stuff, trying to jack up the prices because they see we keep going onto the website and not buying, and they keep raising the price. So always kind of clear your cookies online, clear out your browser, open a new browser, just make sure you are, searching for the best price. But I know I love to travel, so first, I want to encourage you to do a staycation. So find a nice hotel or a nice Airbnb in your city just to get away from your own home. Like, we're at home, every day, and sometimes we just need a change of environment. So just having a staycation somewhere else in your city is a whole lot cheaper because you don't have to drive or fly anywhere. But then I also want you to, in addition to the staycation, I encourage you to find a new city that you haven't been to. So for me, I've never been to San Francisco, California. I want to go there. I've never been to San Diego, California. I would love to go there. And there's some other cities that I haven't been to that I have on my list that I want to actually go visit. I've never been to, Phoenix, Arizona. I've never been there. So I've never been to Aspen, Colorado. Yeah, I lived in Colorado and Denver area, but I've never been to Aspen, and I'm like, ooh, I want to go there. So there's just a lot of places that I want to go, but I want to encourage you to make your travel list. Make a list of at least 1 to 3 places that you'll go this year, but also make you a long-term goal travel list. So places that you would love to go within the next 5 years. And on this list, you're going to have your staycation for this year, but you're also going to have 1 to 3 cities that you'll go to before the end of the year. But then you'll have your future travel list, meaning somewhere in 2023 and later. Think of some other cities in your country, or think of some other countries. Think of other places internationally where you would want to travel, because there is just so much out there in the world, that you want to go see. Like this necklace that I have on right now, I got this when I went to Johannesburg, South Africa back in 2018. And when I look at it, it just reminds me of the trip that I took. And this was handmade. And I was just like, this is so beautiful, so cool. And it's when you go to these other places, you just meet all these new people, and you listen to new music, and you look at fashions, and you see the different foods people eat, different activities that people do in other countries, and it's just so fun. At some point, I think I'm just gonna stop doing everything and I'm just gonna travel. I'm just gonna go on an adventure, for a whole year. I just wanna travel and just go explore and not work. That would be a dream of mine, just to explore and not have to work and really do anything. But let me know where you're gonna go. So I would actually want to know how many countries you've been to, how many other cities you've been to. And if you travel a lot, it can seem like a lot to try to remember. But once you write it out, I did this exercise. I wrote out all the cities that I've been to in my country and all the places I've been to internationally. And it just made me feel good to see I've been able to travel to these places, but it gave me more inspiration to travel more so that I could just live life. If you just stay in one city, you're missing out on a whole lot of fun. So I encourage you to do that. So thank you so much for joining me for another edition of Money Mindset Thursdays, which is the live edition of Financially Free with Cleo podcast. And I hope that you have a great rest of your week. And I will see you next Thursday